Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good weekend and welcome back to Robocop Rogue City, where the shit has just hit the fan. It's election day, and in a dazzling display of incompetence, Becker, the acting CEO of OCP after the death of the old man, has not only fired the entire Detroit City Police Department in an effort to sweeten the sales pitch for his brand new urban enforcement droids, which were supposed to replace them, but he's also lost the remote control for the UEDs, which is now falling into the hands of Antonovsky. So not only are there no police on the streets of Detroit, which has led to the gangs of Detroit going on an utter rampage, but now all of the urban enforcement droids are out on the streets shooting everything that moves as well. Good job, Becker. I'd like to see how you're going to try to spin this one at the next shareholders meeting.
Murphy, Lewis, Washington. Head downtown and help the mayor. I'll try to get as many officers to join you as I can.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Everyone else? There are phones that need answering and no staff to do it.
Sure. Why not?
Wait, does anyone even know who won the election?
Actually, no. But whoever did, they'll have a hell of a time cleaning up this mess.
Yeah, somehow I suspect I'm going to be the one cleaning up this mess. Alright, best get downtown and get started.
My God, look at this place.
Could things get any worse?
Oh, Washington, you poor naive sweet thing. Things can always get worse.
The stage is at the riverfront.
We are almost there.
This Wendell guy thinks he can toss us aside. We'll show him who runs this town.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just came to see the inauguration.
Oh, you like to vote? Let's vote! All in favor of kicking this guy's ass? Aye. Aye!
Nay?
I thought you said all the cops were fired! They were!
Free, scumbags!
Come quietly, or there will be trouble. I love that line. This, by the way, is pretty much almost exactly what the beginning of Robocop 2 was like. Not exactly riots in the streets of Detroit, just a regular Saturday night. In 1984? I can't remember. No, 84 was when the first Robocop movie came out. Probably 86, 87, when we got to Robocop 2. Right. We should probably go and see who won the election. I mean, not that I really care, because both of the candidates are, in their own way, just as bad as each other. Mayor Cusack is corrupt as they come, and Mills, the OCP stooge, well, he's an OCP stooge.
That's that damn OCP, isn't it? They want to ruin the city because their guy lost the election. But I won't let them do that. People voted for me, I owe them that. So, officer, tell me what's the situation.
Every gang in the city is out for payback. They're not happy that Wendell used them, and his TV appearance didn't help.
What about those damn robots, though? Can we use them to protect the city?
They're under Wendell's full control.
Murders and criminals. That's what OCP is. But there must be something we can do.
We must uphold the law, and we must catch Wendell Antonowski.
We need to find him first.
Luckily, Wendell likes to see himself on the big screen.
How does that help?
The message he broadcast. I can track its signal, but I'll need a little time.
We can buy you some time, rookie.
I don't want to interrupt, but some damned robots want to join your party.
We can't let them do that, partner. Can we?
No.
Oh, Robocop. Once again with the heavy-handed political satire. Imagine a political system where out of hundreds of millions of candidates, your only two choices, because the scum always floats to the top, your only two choices are someone who's hopelessly incompetent and or corrupt, or somebody who just represents corporate interests. I know, ridiculous, right? Imagine that ever happening.
Murphy, I'll stay here with the mayor and watch out for the rookie while he tracks Wendell. You need to go out there and contain the situation. It's time to protect the innocent, Murphy.
I was made to do that.
Murphy, all hell broke loose. People are calling about crimes happening all over the city, but 3 stand out. Those should be your priority. Firstly, Torchhead set fire to one of the apartment buildings. There are people still stuck inside. You need to get them out. Secondly, street vultures are loading up a van full of explosives at their newly annexed chop shop. Seems they want to make a statement. Stop them before they do. Thirdly, the mercenaries Wendell hired got a hold of an ED-209 from that military expo. They let it loose and it's wreaking havoc in front of the town hall.
Hey, Tin Man. I've been picking up the dispatch phone ever since you left. People need help all over town. It's too many to handle, so I'll be directing all the incoming calls straight to you. Good luck, Tin Man.
Right, so basically shit's going down all over town, and I need to sort it out. But now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. 1 internet brownie point to anybody who gets the other 80s action movie reference. From that one, I believe I found the Ed 209.
Help! I'm being persecuted because of my art. Bunch of torchheads showed up. They don't like the fact that I only work with the vultures. It's my creative choice who I work with.
And of course, as well as the 3 main missions, there's a whole bunch. I'm just going to top up the ammo for the heavy machine gun here. There's a whole bunch of other secondary objectives. Oh, there's the tattoo parlor. Alright, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I need to get out of line of sight of the Ed 209 anyway. What appears to be the problem, citizen?
You took your time, pig. Gang artists aren't gang members.
Your art projects are but your manners need improvement. Stay out of trouble.
I'm staying here. I don't think I'll be safer anywhere else.
Well, that one was simple. But I still have a bit of an Ed 209 problem outside. Now, my previous encounters with this thing haven't exactly been not the greatest examples of video game boss fight gameplay. My first encounter with the Ed 209 was rendered trivial by the simple expedient of standing behind a wooden crate. My second boss fight with the Ed 209 was actually in the last episode at the Detroit Arms Expo, and I defeated it then by the simple expedient of standing on the other side of a doorway that it couldn't get through. A number of you said, well, you know, it's at least lore accurate. I mean, the Ed 209 isn't exactly the smartest robot in the world, is it? And that's true here as well. Because you can defeat it. I mean, it never attempts to close in, it just sits there waiting to reload its rockets. And you can either just step back or step into the tattoo parlor. Keep shooting, and eventually you'll chip away at enough of its health that it will just fall over, like a sack of potatoes. Not particularly entertaining, innovative, or exciting gameplay. And rather than just sit here blasting away at it and eventually depleting its health, I want to show you what happens in this fight if you have the tier 6.3 motherboard on your Beretta Auto Mag. This is the motherboard that gives you automatic reloading, full automatic fire, and more importantly, up to 150% armor penetration. I think this motherboard, the tier 6.3, is only available in a New Game Plus playthrough, but let me just quickly show you why it's the best motherboard in the game. Despite the massive debuffs to magazine capacity and reload speed, if you go down this route here to get to the automatic ammunition feeder. It's impossible to avoid this 30% debuff. But it only applies debuffs to magazine capacity and reload speed, which are 100% irrelevant on a weapon that has an automatic ammo feeder. You don't care about the magazine capacity because you're not feeding it from the magazine. You don't care about the reload speed because you never have to reload. This thing comes with fully automatic fire. It's the only motherboard that allows you to max out the armor piercing capability. And depending on the chips available, I've almost maxed out weapon damage and accuracy. Do not worry about this. Use this motherboard the second it becomes available. It's the best motherboard available for the Auto 9. Sadly, I can't remember where I found it, but I'm fairly sure that it's only available on a New Game Plus playthrough, because when I did a Google search for PCB motherboards, everybody was raving about the tier 5.3 motherboard. And the 5.3 motherboard's good. In fact, it's the one I'm running right now on my original playthrough. But it's nowhere near as good as the tier 6.3. And the fact that I tried to Google the location of the tier 6.3 and all I could find was people talking about 5.3 indicates that it's a New Game Plus motherboard only. But holy shit, it's good. I mean, you just watched it make this entire Ed 209 fight completely, well, even more irrelevant than the original fight is, because of how mind-bogglingly stupid Ed 209 is. But with that new motherboard in the New Game Plus playthrough, you can take this, you can stand in the middle of the street, not bothering to take cover, and take him down from full health to nothing in 15 seconds.
One load off our shoulders. How are you getting on with that tracker, rookie?
We're in luck. The signal wasn't cut off. They must have left in a hurry after they made the broadcast. But this whole OCP communications thing is a mess.
The second main mission, rescue people from an apartment building that the torchheads have set on fire, is kind of dull. The third main mission, however, regarding the Vulture gang, oh boy. The Vultures, and given the number of them that I've killed so far in this game, I'm amazed there are any of them left, but they've been observed stashing explosives in a chop shop. And we have actually been to this chop shop before. Right at the beginning of the game, this is the place where the mayor's niece's car had been stolen and was being stashed. It was right there in that vehicle, well, this vehicle bay. Haha, going into battle with a helmet just gets you shot in the nuts. Oh, there's a lot of them in here. Well, there was. Right, let's have a look around and see what we can find. Oh, a number of you pointed out... Where is he? Oh, there he is. A number of you didn't point that out. A number of you pointed out that in... Yeah, the last episode, I checked my map and realised that there was an OCP chest in Expo Hall B. And then never bothered to check Expo Hall B. Yeah, you're right. But what can I say? I'm not exactly known for being good at games, am I? There's at least one of them still left in here. Where is he? I mean, he's over there, but... Is he in the office? Why isn't he shooting at me? Go and root him out the hard way. Well, I mean, you know, it's not that hard. Where the hell is he? And how was I able to detect him if he's all the way through here? Well, anyway, that was definitely the last one. Aha! An OCP container. Didn't miss that one. Didn't even know it was there. Okay. What am I supposed to be doing here? I don't get it. Find out what the biker gang is up to. It's possible that I was supposed to click that big red button on the balcony that... Oh no, wait, here it is. Ah. It's all good.
So, did you learn anything about the Vulture's plans?
They want to blow up the bridge.
You need to stop them. Otherwise, where will I get my maple syrup?
I am heading there now. What is your status?
Don't worry about us. We're doing just fine.
Little crack about maple syrup there from Lewis. Detroit's actually just across the river from Canada. Every time you're in the game and you're down on the waterfront promenade, what's on the other side of the river is actually Canada. Toronto's not that far from Detroit. In fact, I think I can remember watching a documentary once when they were talking about crime in Toronto and the number of shootings that they have. And they were asking the police chief. It's actually kind of funny. So how many shootings did you have in Toronto this year? The police chief said, none. How about last year? Nope, none. So then they said, well, when was the last time you did have a shooting in Toronto? And the police chief thought about it for a bit and he said, I think we had one about 5 years ago. So I said, aha, so Canadians do shoot each other. He said, well, actually, no, it was a guy who came over from Detroit to shoot his drug dealer. Anyway, yeah, there's the bridge. That's Canada on the other side. Yeah, this motherboard isn't bad. I think it's the 5.3, and I think this is the best one that you can get outside of a New Game Plus playthrough. However, whichever motherboard you're using when you approach this particular part of the game, make sure it doesn't have pellet rounds. You know, the ones that basically give the weapon a chance to spit out a load of buckshot. You'll see why. Just not right now. Once we get inside, all will become apparent.
It's Robocop. We gotta tell Spike. I'm sure it...
Caution. High explosive detected. Bomb threat possibility. Do not shoot any explosives. You see, the thing about having the pellet shot component on the motherboard that you have equipped is it gives a random chance that every time you pull the trigger, a load of what's effectively buckshot will be released, kind of like a shotgun. And you really don't want projectiles going anywhere other than exactly where you aim them in this bit. Alright, that one was on me. I didn't realise that the oil barrels were actually explosives. Apparently they're building some kind of fuel air bomb down here, so yeah, fine, whatever. It did, however, take me about 9 attempts to get through this, even knowing that I couldn't shoot the barrels, that the barrels were actually the explosives, until I figured out that I had to swap out my motherboard in order for there not to be a random chance that a shot would suddenly split in all directions and hit things that really didn't react well to being hit. May as well top up my health at this handy fuse box before I go in on what was probably my 8th or 9th attempt. Here we go. Also, piercing rounds. Yeah, they're bad too. Shots that can go right through a perp and hit anything behind them. You probably want to disable that as well. Alright, let's give that another try. Where you at, you little bastard? Oh, no, no, no. No, no. No. Screw it. Just go down and get him. This is just the first level, by the way. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. There we go. Yeah. This is the first time I've successfully cleared the upper level without blowing everything up. But there's another level down below and there's more of them. And you'd think that they would be extremely careful about the kind of weapons that they use down here, given, well, all the explosives. You'd think that, and you'd be wrong, because the last one of these perps in this room full of explosives is using a rocket launcher.
I'm not playing any more games!
What's the situation?
I'm not kidding.
Live explosive.
That's a rocket launcher.
Do you need bomb squad assistance?
What, me? No, I'm not doing that again.
I will manage.
Yeah, you get this wrong and the whole thing blows up on you as well. So you need to detach the wires from the highest to the lowest voltage. Sometimes it's nice and easy because all the wires are different colours, but other times they're not. So if your eyes aren't particularly good, like mine, or if you're colourblind... Yeah, oh, and it's on a timer. And if you don't cut the wires in time, it goes boom too, which does kind of beg the question, if there was only a minute left to go before this thing went off, what were all the vultures doing down here? They never struck me as a suicide cult. Anyway, finally got it. Don't ask me how many attempts. I stopped counting after like 9.
Fireworks on the horizon. Have you managed?
Yes.
So that's all of the main missions concluded, or at least it will be concluded once I return to the streets. From this particular section of the game, there are a lot of secondary missions, by the way. Incidental objectives that pop up as you're wandering around the streets in pursuit of the 3 main missions. But if I was to show you all of them, we'd be here for days. But for now, we just need to get back to the streets, and fingers crossed, Ulysses has finally completed the trace on the location of Antonovsky's broadcast. Not entirely sure how he planned on doing that all by himself. I mean, it's not difficult to get the location of the broadcast transmitter if you're triangulating it. If it's just you monitoring a broadcast, well, you'll get a bearing and a signal strength, but you won't get a distance, and therefore you won't get a location. Although, if you know exactly how much power the transmitter's putting out, and you've got a signal strength, you can certainly estimate the location, but in order to know the location, it requires more than one receiver. And then you plot the lines of bearing and where they intersect. That's your location. Basic radio triangulation. So how Ulysses is doing this by himself is anybody's guess. Now, how many of these guys are there? Well, there's a few less now. There's one left squirreled away around the corner over there. Is he going to come out, or am I going to have to go to him? I'm going to have to go to him. Well, you know what they say, no good deed goes unpunished. Right. I believe we're done. So, what now? Wendell's trace. Find the signal source. Why do I have to find the signal source? I thought Washington was doing that. Do I really have to do all of this myself? I mean, the streets are clear because I've basically killed everything. I don't think there's a single criminal element left on the streets. Although it does look like the fire department are on strike as well. But with no criminals left on the streets, that does make what happens next all the more amusing. Oh, hello guys. So glad you could all be bothered to show up. Couldn't have done any of this without you.
Did someone call for backup?
Good to see you all on watch again.
OCP cannot relieve us of our duties. We are not corporate rats.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's the status?
I am going after Wendell.
Then we'll get the situation here under control. Don't you worry about it. Everyone, get ready. We must defend our city. And you, Murphy, go get that scumbag.
Right, so you'll all stand here doing nothing while I go. Fine, whatever. It's so nice to be part of a team. Right, so we're back at... oh, this is the place where the old man grew up. Where I met him earlier on, you know, when he wasn't dead. So, top right corner of the screen, we've got a signal strength meter. We've done this sort of thing before. Bar goes up, getting closer to the source of the signal. Bar goes down, getting further away from the source of the signal. This is not complicated. I'm wondering if that kind of looked like a transmitter on the top of the building. Hang on a minute, what are all these trucks doing here? This doesn't strike me as the kind of neighbourhood that anybody would be desperate to move into. So why all the delivery trucks? Oh, this is all very suspicious. Actually, I just had a thought. Because when I did come here last in order to meet the old man, the OCP private security waiting to greet me did tell me that I had to go up the fire escape. I couldn't go in through this entrance because this area was off limits. Ah.
I am underground.
Did you find something?
The lab. It appears it was set up for the Afterlife project.
So this is where everything went down? Gives me the creeps. But what about Wendell?
The place looks abandoned.
Be careful. Could be a trap.
That would explain why the old man wanted to meet me here. I mean, he was wheelchair bound at the time. He wouldn't have wanted to wander too far away from his precious Project Afterlife. The project that he basically dumped all of OCP's money into, which is why their vault at the bank was empty when the vultures tried to steal it. And which is why Becker is desperate to monetize his urban enforcement droids and is looking for a buyout from a Japanese investor. And the whole reason why Antonovsky, funded by the old man, was using the vultures to steal bodies from the city morgue that had their brains intact. I mean, it was all related to this Project Afterlife. But Project Afterlife was a failure. It didn't work. Or did it? Single bullet hole, dead scientist. Big hole in the back wall. Somebody's got themselves shot.
Any news?
Wendell is not here. I am looking for anything that could help us find him.
What about the lab?
This is where the bodies were taken. OCP was running their Afterlife project here.
Becker said it would be...
I think I know where Wendell went.
But there is a catch. Am I right?
To proceed, I must find the code to a locked door.
That is police work at its most basic. Your favorite.
Thing is, according to Becker, as we saw in the last episode, the secret of getting through an armoured OCP security door is just to shoot the fuse box next to it.
The scientists did not like working with Wendell.
What was Wendell's role in the project anyway?
He was coordinator, he hired scumbags, and then overworked the team.
In OCP, that position is called executive.
Can I... Oh, I can access the computers. I just wasn't close enough. Oh, okay. Right, so we're looking for an access code on the computers. Plenty of computers. Only some of which I can actually interface with. Well, that makes it easier, I suppose. This does just seem like a bit of what they call busy work, you know, stuff that they put in just to keep you busy for a few... Oh, I found it. Fine.
I found the door code. I am continuing pursuit.
We've escorted the mayor to safety, and now we're gonna join Reed and the rest. There won't be time for chit-chat after that.
Robocop, I just connected you to the mercenaries' frequency. You'll be able to hear their messages from now on. That is, if you're close enough.
So Murphy, this day ain't over yet.
What is that? I mean, it's the centerpiece of the whole room. Large mechanical mount detected. Object missing. Something big and mechanical was... I'm getting a bad feeling about that. That does not bode well. What's this? Merc's frequency. Okay. I'm not sure why the mercenaries are still around, because Antonovsky doesn't have any money to pay them, and he's got the UEDs now, but apparently they are. And now I have access to their radio frequencies. Right. Something big smashed its way, or blew its way, through that wall. And I'm following it? I'm sure it'll be fine. Join me in the next episode and maybe we'll find out as we venture into the construction site of Delta City in a bid to finally deal with Antonovsky once and for all. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you're all having a great weekend. And as always, take care and I'll catch you next time.